This is for Professor Ayer. Based on your experiences as a youth, do you see any similarities between the destruction of the church by secular authorities in Cuba and the difficult situation of the church here in the United States?
I would make no comparisons, none. The situation in Cuba is vastly different from the situation here. There is no freedom of expression. There's no freedom for everyone. There's no freedom of expression, but for the church in particular, the church is constantly hamstrung. The Catholic Church actually gets better treatment than evangelical churches because the Catholic Church as an institution is organized in such a way that the government can control it more closely. So actually that's not a good thing, right? But the evangelical churches, they're loose cannons. So actually the fact that the Catholic Church is so well organized and that its episcopacy has, for the sake of staying in business, agreed to be subservient to what the state says, the church has been compromised. Here in the United States, we don't have any such problem.
Okay. The gentleman at the table in the back.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I can make a quick follow-up, I think the question about Cuba brings to a head something I wanted to say, which is that some of the problem is the Catholic Church wants to respond to this on the worldwide level. And that's understandable. The Catholic Church has resisted a sort of drift toward national churches, rightly so. I think if you look at Protestantism and at Orthodoxy, the drift to national churches is problematic. But here there's a real difficulty in that you do have churches in some parts of the world, particularly communist countries, Cuba, Vietnam, China, and perhaps in some Muslim countries, where things like complete transparency, we open up all files to everybody, is far more problematic in a place where fairly oppressive state authorities are very difficult partners for the Catholic Church. So I think some of the hesitation at the worldwide level is trying to form a set of rules that would be the same, or structures that would be the same everywhere, when it's one thing in Cuba or China, another thing in, say, Turkey, and a quite different thing in the United States. That's some of the problem. I think there needs to be more flexibility in allowing, for example, reporting structures that may be rather different in some parts of the world than for others, or how one develops sensitivities for how things play out in different parts of the world. But I think as we saw with the bishops here in November, some of the issue here is the difficulty of the Catholic Church trying to respond to particular issues in particular cultural and political situations while still keeping some uniformity at the worldwide level, where it's one sort of thing in Cuba, another thing 90 miles away in Miami.